Okay, so today I have something a little bit different as far as videos go. I know I have a ton of Shen videos up, so I've decided to put together a bit of a tutorial on Shen. There aren't a super huge number of really solid tutorials that sort of explain all the little things about Shen, and I figure this game goes long enough that I can definitely talk through it, and I make enough mistakes in this game that, you'll get to catch some interesting play. So I queued with two of my roommates. One, Squishy playing Malzahar at mid. Town as Kennen. I think he went top with the Eve. And then I laned with the Renekton. Lanes for opposing side, I think, let's see. I had Orianna and Jarvan at bottom. Swain was mid. Lee Sin and Blitzcrank top. So, looking at the comps, as far as picks go, I decided to go magic resist in this game because for the most part, it's almost entirely magic damage. They at the start anyway. They have a little bit of physical with Jarvan and with Lee Sin. But reasonably speaking, I figured starting with the magic resist cloak wouldn't be too bad, since I don't know, my armor is usually a little bit better in the beginning anyway, and so yeah, it also gets me a little bit closer to Aegis of the Legion. So I'm laning with a Renekton. Not the most solid lane comps, I would say. Our Eve didn't end up really roaming too heavily, so it didn't really matter as much, but definitely important to note that lane comp wise, Eve probably shouldn't have gone top with the Kennen, but I guess that's just what happens.
Minions have spawned.
So, as you can see, I start with my Q with Shen. It's it's solid to start with your Q. You can start with your taunt if you're playing on a team that is really aggressive and can almost guarantee that you're going to get the kill right in the opening seconds. But for the most part, Shen's taunt is not as useful at level 1, especially if your lane mate doesn't really carry stuff like Exhaust and Ignite for that opening jump. So we see Jarvan. There we see Orianna. It's interesting to fight against these two because I don't think our Renekton had ever played against an Orianna before, just because he seemed very hesitant to actually get in on anything. So here you see me just trying to pick up last hits with my Q. I'm just trying to consistently last hit as best I can. Trying my best to also kind of stay away from the Orianna and make it so that she has to choose between hitting the minions or hitting us. See, there we see her lightly angle it. Trying to put some control over us, but really not doing such a good job. Now there you see me kind of mess up some last hits. So as a tank, you do want to try to pick up some last hits, but when you're landing with a good damage, usually you want to make sure that they get their fair share of last hits. My only problem here is that, to be completely honest, Renekton was playing very bizarre that game. There I missed a taunt, unfortunately. Not quite doing as well as I'd like to in this early game. There you see me trying to hit the Orianna. Fortunately, our Renekton pops Ghost, which makes it very confusing. But yeah, in general, this was probably not the best lane comp for me, because they outrange me very well, and my lane mate isn't as safe in this sort of matchup. So we have to play extremely cautious, kind of let them get as many last hits as they want, and sort of run to our tower, basically. There you see our Renekton kind of stayed a bit too long against that. Honestly, I sort of expected the jump there. But unfortunately didn't quite hit the taunt on him. It happened a lot faster than I expected him to jump. And then here you see me just kind of getting a little bit outplayed by the Orianna. Honestly, this Orianna was reasonable with most of her stuff. She didn't really play as aggressive as I thought she would because she had such an advantage over us in range. But, you know. So 3 health pots and the Doran's Blade still. I probably wouldn't go with the setup that this Renekton goes.